All right. Hello, CCA. It's Miss Najam. It's Friday, the end of another week of our remote learning. And so I wanted to come on here today with a couple students to share with you some tips for staying productive at home and staying successful at home. So we're calling this a Successful Student Tips video. So I have with me today Rebecca Rogers and Deborah Goncalves from 6th grade. And I just reached out to them because I've noticed that they just are doing a fabulous job working from home, being a student at home right now. And it is tough, don't get me wrong. I understand what a lot of you must be feeling. This is so hard. I don't want to do this. I'm not motivated. And especially maybe in the mornings, I want to just stay in bed and keep, sleeping. But we need you to be successful. We want you to do well. And we're so proud of everybody. We're doing such a great job together. The teachers are working hard and you are working hard. But we just wanted to come on here today and offer a few tips. So I'm going to start with Rebecca. Say hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
And I've been asking these girls to, come up with a few tips for you, some advice that they'd like to give you and share with you. And so, Rebecca, just tell us a little bit about your morning routine. What do you do in the mornings to get ready for school?
You usually wake up like an hour before class, so you have time to get ready and wake up. I eat something, I make my bed, I drink a little bit of water. You get ready, you just do what you normally do in the morning for a school day, pretty much.
Yeah. So instead of like maybe taking advantage of the situation and sleeping later than you normally would, you just kind of maybe try to stick to a routine as if you were going to school, right?
Yes.
Now, why do you think, I heard you say that you eat breakfast before class starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that's important?
Because if you're hungry during class, you're distracted and you're thinking about waiting for the class to end so you can eat.
Yeah. And I've done that many times. And Deborah was saying she does it too. Like, I'm just thinking like, oh, what am I going to eat? Thinking about what's in my fridge. And so my mind wanders and I'm not being able to stay focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. How about your setup? Like where you are when you're taking a class and when you're doing your work? What do you do to help you stay organized?
You always keep your books where you are because then you might lose them, and you always have something to write with. And you make sure that everything's where it needs to be, because if something's like halfway across the room, you have to move.
Yeah, cool. And so you were telling me that you start a certain time before a class begins so that you're right there, right when it starts. What do you do?
Usually wake up like an hour before class, that way you have time to wake up.
Yeah. And then you sit at your desk with your computer and you log on to the Zoom class. What is it? A half an hour before?
If you do it like between a half, like 10 minutes, that way if something goes wrong, you can get someone's help.
Okay.
Like, you have repeated problems, I would do it a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So I remember that you said that like it's good to just have your laptop or your computer or iPad ready and you could like watch a Netflix video or you could, play a game on there, but you know that you're right where you need to be when the time comes around for a class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Awesome. And then Deborah, you were telling me about how you remind yourself about a class and when it's supposed to start. So what do you do?
I usually set an alarm for it to go off 5 minutes, and I make sure I'm all set up. That way, when the alarm goes off, I sit down where I need to be, and I'm ready for class.
Okay, cool. How do you keep track of your assignments and when you need to send them to your teachers?
I check RenWeb daily to make sure I'm not missing anything, and that really helps.
Cool. And I think people hopefully know by now that you should check RenWeb every day, not just at the beginning of the week, and, you know, then write everything down on Monday and then never check it again. Why is it important to check it every day, Deborah?
Because sometimes you forget something or something new is added after a class. So checking it every day make sure you're not missing it.
Good, good. That's awesome. And I was asking you guys about how you've been sending your teachers your assignments, your completed assignments. What are some of the ways that you've done to send your teachers your assignments? Let's start with Deborah.
For classes like Bible and spelling, sometimes the teachers ask us to send them. Then I'll take pictures. But for like history and science, or we have to do comprehension checks, it's easier to just look at the book and read it and then type it into your email so that it's just easier, I guess.
Okay, cool. So you just start an email to your teacher and type in the answers into that email instead of on another document and then uploading that document. Just type your answers right into an email, right?
Yeah.
Cool. How about you, Rebecca? Anything different to add?
Nothing really different. You always type it if it's a comprehension check, because if you have messy handwriting, it's going to be hard to read. And if it's something in the book, you take a picture and email it.
Cool. And if you are going to handwrite something, then I would make sure that you're numbering the questions, having the best handwriting that you can possibly have, because yes, we've seen examples of things that we can't really read very well. Good. I think the last thing I wanted to have us touch on is, and it's escaping my mind right now, but what was it? I think it's just overall that, you know, we do need to be proactive. Oh, yes, I remember. Are you guys using your parents' email addresses to write to your teachers? Or do you have your own by now?
I don't have
I'm
my
using
own.
my own email.
You're using your own? Okay, so I want to encourage any middle school students out there that if you are allowed to by your parents to start your own email address, that's great. And you can even let me know what that is, because I can add it to RenWeb. And that way, anything that RenWeb sends out to your parents, you could also receive it too. We've started to do that. We've started to add like some 8th grade email addresses to the system so that they don't have to wait for their parents to check their email, but they can check exactly all the emails and all the parent alerts that come from RenWeb. So if you are allowed to do that, that would be a great idea. And if you're not, that's fine. Just keep using your parents' email addresses for now. Do you guys have any feedback for CCA? And this is not something I prepped you on, but any feedback you could give me or your teachers to help you?
Not really. Just treat it like a regular school day.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for coming on with me. And I hope this helps some students out there. And I'm excited to see more and more of you continue to succeed. This is what it's all about. And we're praying for you. And we hope that next week will be an even stronger week for everyone. So God bless.